Here's what drives women wild with attraction. Men who possess exceptional social and emotional intelligence. But here's the fascinating part. Most guys have no clue why this works or how to harness its power. They're completely missing the psychological triggers that create genuine, deep attraction in women. Think about it this way. Women communicate their deepest desires and romantic interests through whispers, not shouts. They send signals so subtle, so nuanced, that only emotionally aware men can decode them properly. But why all this secrecy? Why don't women just come right out and tell you they're interested? Here's the reality. Society punishes sexually forward women mercilessly. When a woman appears too eager, too aggressive, or too obvious about her sexual interests, men instinctively question her relationship potential and her trustworthiness. She becomes the girl you sleep with once or twice, not the one you seriously consider for a committed relationship. Men have this built-in radar that says, if she's this easy with me, she's probably this easy with everyone else. So women have mastered the sophisticated art of indirect communication over thousands of years of evolution. They've learned to express their attraction and interest in ways that maintain their feminine mystique while still giving you enough clues to figure it out. If you're smart enough. They expect you to read between the lines to become fluent in their unspoken language of attraction, desire, and romantic interests. A man with high emotional and social intelligence becomes completely fluent in this secret language. He can read the subtle signs that most men completely miss or misinterpret. He understands that when she does certain things, says certain things, or behaves in certain ways, she's actually communicating her interest without having to say it directly. The inexperienced, socially naive guy needs everything spelled out in bright neon letters with flashing arrows pointing at them. But she won't do that. She absolutely cannot risk appearing desperate, needy, or too sexually available. Instead, she creates these subtle tests to see whether you're confident enough, mature enough, and socially aware enough to pursue her without needing constant reassurance and validation. She wants to discover something crucial about you. Are you genuinely interested in her as a person, or do you need her obvious validation and encouragement to feel worthy of pursuing her? Can you handle the uncertainty and ambiguity that comes with real-world dating? Or do you need everything handed to you on a silver platter, like in some fantasy movie? Men with exceptional social intelligence navigate these complex tests effortlessly. They understand the intricate dance of attraction, which makes every single interaction flow naturally and smoothly toward deeper intimacy, connection, and ultimately physical and emotional relationships. Meanwhile, the socially awkward, inexperienced guy lives in a constant state of confusion and frustration. His interactions with attractive women feel like trying to solve impossible puzzles with half the pieces missing. He's constantly thinking, does she actually like me? I honestly can't tell. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I wish I could just know for sure. He desperately waits for those Hollywood moments, dramatic declarations of love, obvious green lights that any idiot could recognize. Or maybe even for her to make the first move like women do in romantic comedies and television shows. In movies and TV, the woman almost always initiates the first kiss, makes the first move, or clearly expresses her interest in ways that leave no room for doubt or misinterpretation. But here's the brutal reality check. Real women in the real world rarely initiate romantic or sexual contact. They wait patiently for you to step up, to show the masculine confidence and leadership they desperately crave from a man. Otherwise, they worry constantly about seeming too sexually available, too easy, or too desperate. They fear that if they make the first move, you'll lose respect for them later in the relationship. They're thinking things like, if I make this too easy for him, will he actually value me? Will he think I'm just another easy girl who throws herself at guys? Will he take me for granted if we end up together? These concerns run deep in the feminine psyche because of how society has conditioned women to behave around sexuality and relationships. Emotionally intelligent men understand this complex female psychology completely. They know that women need them to bridge the gap between mutual interests and actual action. They realize that feminine energy often expresses attraction through subtle resistance, mystery, and indirect communication rather than obvious pursuit and direct statements. Here's another crucial layer that most men completely miss. When women are sexually forward and direct, most guys respond immediately without thinking twice. We don't spend time analyzing their confidence levels, their emotional intelligence, their social skills, or their relationship potential. See an attractive woman who's interested? Game over. Decision made in less than 5 seconds. We don't care if she's shy or confident, socially awkward or socially smooth. If she's attractive and available, most men are instantly ready to say yes without requiring her to demonstrate any particular qualities or pass any specific tests. It's really that simple for us. For the vast majority of men, attraction operates like simple arithmetic. Nice body plus pretty face equals immediate yes. We don't spend time caring about her career achievements, her interesting hobbies, her political opinions, or her thoughts on climate change, world politics, or philosophy. Physical attraction triggers almost instant decision-making in the male brain. We're basically thinking, okay, you've got attractive breasts, a nice butt, your face looks good to me. Let's get this party started. It's an instant yes decision that requires almost no additional information or demonstration of character, personality, or compatibility, but women operate on a completely different frequency when it comes to attraction and mate selection. They're primarily attracted to your inner game, your confidence levels, your social awareness, your emotional strength and stability, your ability to handle pressure and challenges. Physical attraction matters to them, but it's just the entry fee to get their attention, not the deciding factor. This fundamental difference confuses a lot of physically strong, traditionally masculine men who dominate in other areas of life. These guys spend hours in the gym building impressive muscle mass. They can handle themselves in physical confrontations. They're not afraid of dangerous situations. They're genuinely tough, capable men in most contexts. But when they find themselves interacting with an attractive woman they're interested in, they can easily transform from confident alpha males into insecure, uncertain boys if that woman isn't being obviously reassuring or crystal clear about her interest level. The lack of obvious positive feedback starts messing with their heads in ways that nothing else in their lives does. So here's this guy who's normally fearless, who usually isn't afraid of anything life throws at him, And suddenly he's obsessing over thoughts like, what if I show interest in this girl and she completely rejects me? What if I try to make a move and she shoots me down in front of everyone? What if I've been reading the signals wrong this whole time? The fear of potential rejection starts consuming his thoughts and dramatically affecting his behavior. And here's the kicker. She notices absolutely everything. Women are incredibly perceptive when it comes to reading male energy, body language, and behavioral changes. She immediately picks up on the shift from confidence to uncertainty, from strength to weakness, from leadership to followership. When she senses that fear, that uncertainty, that neediness creeping into your vibe, it kills her attraction faster than almost anything else could. It's like watching Superman suddenly become afraid of flying. It just doesn't compute with what attracts her to masculine energy in the first place. So if you're interacting with a woman and finding yourself unable to accurately read her signals and responses, it's absolutely crucial to understand that you're standing at a fork in the road with two very different paths stretching out before you. The path of unshakable confidence or the path of destructive insecurity. This moment of choice determines absolutely everything that happens next in your interaction. You need to remember something important. Sometimes a woman will feel incredibly intense attraction to you in the moment, but she'll be genuinely worried about coming across as too keen, too available, or too easy to get. To protect herself and maintain her feminine mystique, she may deliberately act somewhat aloof, disinterested, or like she's losing interest even when the opposite is true. If you interpret her protective behavior through the lens of insecurity, thinking thoughts like, she must not like me, I'm probably bothering her, she's clearly not interested, I should just give up and walk away, you've already lost the game before you even realize you were playing it. Insecurity doesn't just turn women off, it actively repels them like some kind of invisible force field. They can literally smell desperation, neediness, and self-doubt from across a crowded room. It's like a sixth sense they've developed to protect themselves from weak, emotionally unstable men. But if you can maintain your confidence regardless of her responses, if you can stay centered, grounded, and sure of yourself no matter what she says or does, now you're speaking fluent feminine psychology. You're demonstrating exactly the kind of emotional strength and stability that drives women absolutely wild with attraction. Here's the key insight that changes everything. Attraction is always a response to attractive qualities and behaviors. It's not random, it's not mysterious, and it's not impossible to understand. Confidence consistently ranks at the absolute top of the list of qualities that create attraction in women. While men generally don't require confidence from women to feel sexual attraction, we can be attracted to shy, insecure, or nervous women without any problem. Women absolutely demand emotional strength and confidence from men. It's completely non-negotiable in their attraction formula. When you stay confident despite her mixed signals, despite her testing behavior, despite the uncertainty and ambiguity, you're demonstrating exactly what she needs to see. And when she sees it, feels it, and experiences it, her natural resistance starts melting away like ice in the summer sun. Let me paint you a specific picture of how this plays out in real interactions. You're having a conversation with an attractive woman, and you notice that she keeps breaking eye contact when you look directly at her. She seems slightly uncomfortable, maybe a little nervous or fidgety. She's not maintaining that strong, confident eye contact that movies and television have taught you to expect from interested women. The inexperienced, socially naive guy, he immediately panics and starts having thoughts like, she's obviously not interested in me. I'm clearly making her uncomfortable. She probably wants me to leave her alone. I should just retreat and stop bothering her before I make things even more awkward. But here's what that guy doesn't understand about female psychology. Women experience anxiety, nervousness, and social uncertainty at literally double the rate that men do. That bulletproof confidence he imagines all attractive women possess, it's complete fiction. The majority of women, even the most beautiful ones, feel nervous and uncertain in social situations, especially around men they find genuinely attractive. The socially intelligent man recognizes something called nervous attraction. When a woman feels genuine attraction, but is simultaneously managing her own anxiety about the situation. When she breaks eye contact in that particular way, she's not rejecting you or showing disinterest. She's actually managing her own emotional overwhelm while trying to process her attraction to you. She might be worried about potential rejection if she shows too much interest. She might be concerned about appearing too obvious or too easy. She might simply be feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of her own attraction and doesn't know how to handle it gracefully in the moment. Sometimes that specific pattern of breaking eye contact signals something even more powerful from an attraction standpoint. Natural feminine submission to masculine dominance. When a woman feels less dominant around you, when your presence makes her feel more feminine and submissive, she instinctively displays submissive body language patterns. And here's something crucial to understand. When a woman feels less dominant around a man, when she naturally falls into a more submissive, feminine role in his presence, she automatically feels attracted to him. It's not a conscious choice. It's an automatic biological and psychological response that's been hardwired into feminine psychology through millions of years of evolution. The socially aware man recognizes all of these signals for exactly what they represent. Clear signs of connection, growing chemistry, and developing attraction. He doesn't crumble under her subtle testing behaviors, doesn't get rattled by her nervousness or uncertainty, and doesn't misinterpret her self-protective mechanisms as rejection or disinterest. He stays calm, confident, and centered. He maintains his masculine leadership and emotional stability regardless of her responses. And because he can handle these little moments of pressure and uncertainty without falling apart, she feels increasingly safe to let down her guard and open up to him. These seemingly minor micro interactions actually determine everything in the world of attraction. They separate the men who consistently get chosen by high-quality women from the men who consistently get rejected, friend-zoned, or ignored entirely. When a guy doesn't understand what's really happening beneath the surface of male-female interactions, he typically starts blaming completely irrelevant factors for his lack of success with women. He'll often assume that he's simply not good-looking enough, not successful enough financially, not tall enough, not muscular enough, or not impressive enough in some other superficial way. But here's what really confuses him. His friends who look exactly as good as he does, or in many cases actually look worse than he does, are consistently getting laid and getting girlfriends without any apparent difficulty. Even more puzzling, his friends are usually operating at the exact same level of financial success, career achievement, and social status that he is. So if looks, money, and status were really the determining factors in attraction, why don't his friends have the same problems he's having? Why are they succeeding with women while he's struggling, even though they're essentially equals in all the areas he thinks matter most? This creates absolutely crushing confusion and frustration because nobody in his life is teaching him the psychological principles you've been learning about in this video. These concepts aren't taught in school. Most parents don't understand them well enough to pass them on. And society generally keeps men completely in the dark about how female attraction actually works. But it's not that women are impossibly complex, too difficult to understand, or that the puzzle of attraction can't be solved by the average man. If that were actually true, then how would any guy ever succeed with women? How would any man ever get himself a girlfriend, a wife, or any kind of romantic success? The solution isn't mysterious, impossible, or reserved for some special class of naturally gifted men. It's just hidden from most guys because nobody bothers to teach it to them. Real success with women comes from understanding the psychological principles behind female attraction and learning to consistently demonstrate the specific traits and behaviors that trigger those attraction responses. When men finally grasp these concepts and start applying them in their real-world interactions, they notice that women suddenly start responding to them completely differently. They learn to accurately read female signals and body language. They develop the confidence to make moves at the right moments. They stop second-guessing themselves and start trusting their instincts. Those golden opportunities that used to slip through their fingers start turning into actual dates, relationships, and sexual experiences. Now, if you want to up your game with women and learn exactly how to make them sexually attracted to you, immediately go to my pinned comment and thank me later. These powerful techniques teach you exactly how to stop losing women that initially liked you because you couldn't play the game. Re-enter the dating scene with confidence at any age. Pass each and every one of women's secret tests they throw at you during interactions. You know what I'm talking about. Those moments when she says something slightly provocative or challenging to see how you'll react. Will you crumble under the pressure and start doubting yourself? Will you become defensive, insecure, or needy? Will you start feeling like she's losing interest or that you're not good enough for her? Or will you maintain your composure and respond with the kind of emotional intelligence that makes her think, wow, this guy is different from all the other guys I meet? When you're able to use these clever comeback techniques effectively, something amazing happens. The woman immediately recognizes that you are more emotionally intelligent and socially confident than she is, and that realization attracts her to you on a deep magnetic level. She feels genuinely impressed that she can't manipulate you, can't shake your confidence, can't make you insecure, and can't walk all over you like she can with most other men. You're able to maintain your masculine composure and emotional stability even when she's putting pressure on you to see how you'll respond. Here's the bottom line. A simple comment, challenge, or test from a woman should never be enough to make you crumble as a confident man. If it does, you're revealing that your confidence is fake, superficial, or dependent on her validation. And women can spot that kind of weakness immediately. If you want to learn more about how to pass these tests so you can gain the attraction of women, project personal power, and avoid the let's just be friends speech for good, check out my pinned comment after watching this video. And if this video just opened your eyes to why you've been struggling with women, do me one favor right now. Smash that like button. Seriously. That one click tells YouTube to show this life-changing information to other guys who desperately need to see it. And here's the thing. I'm dropping game-changing content like this daily. Content that most dating coaches charge hundreds of dollars for. But you're getting it free right here. So hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because missing even one of these videos could mean missing the breakthrough that changes your entire dating life. Drop a comment below and tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? Was it the part about reading her subtle signals or learning why confidence is non-negotiable? I read every single comment, and your insights help me create even better content for you. Your future self, the one who's confident with women, the one who never gets rejected, the one who always knows what to say. He's thanking you right now for taking action.